founding of the Peace Corps, teach-ins protesting the Vietnam War, SDS, and the Port Huron Statement. These seminal events occurred at the University of Michigan campus, helping to launch a national upheaval in politics and culture. And a group of composers were on the leading edge of that thought revolution. Turns out the turbulent 60s actually started in the buttoned-down 1950s.
We had the influx of the GI Bill people and the diversity of the creative arts here, music being one, but the theater, the visual arts, creative writing programs were extraordinary.
The countdown to launch, a scene so familiar it's practically a cliche. So why would this group of University of Michigan students care? Turns out they designed and built one of the satellites that's on that rocket. So how did the launch go?
3, 2.
Well, they had to wait, and so should you, because a whole lot of work went into that moment. To get a sense of what was involved, I caught up with Assistant Professor of Aerospace Engineering, James Cutler.
What does RAX stand for? What's RAX?
RAX is the affectionate name for the Radio Aurora Explorer. It's extremely simple. 10 centimeter by 10 centimeter by 10 centimeter. About a kilogram, and you get to figure out what goes inside.
According to electrical engineering student Alex Sloboda, the team packed a whole lot into those 3 CubeSat units.
I designed this entire board in the computer. Then I programmed this computer right there. That's a little microprocessor, and that's basically the brain of this entire board.
The Burton Memorial Tower is a landmark on the University of Michigan's central campus. It's part clock, part building, but it also houses a musical instrument known as a carillon, a type of instrument which, according to Professor Stephen Ball, was first developed almost accidentally in the days when cities told their residents what time it was.
With the coming of the railroad, we have, for the first time, absolute time, where 12 o'clock in one place is the same as 12 o'clock in another. But previous to that, each city had its own separate time zone. But the University of Michigan has a very important role in the history of this instrument. In 1936, when Taylor designed this instrument, they had built many carillons previously, but the mechanical designs and the tonal concept of this instrument were newly thought out. This marks the point of demarcation for the modern carillon. It's the oldest school in North America for the study of carillon and campanology. It's the first university to have 2 bell towers, 2 separate carillon towers. And we're also the first university now to offer a course in bell founding.
Let's tell them to do like a half a mil and see what that does.
The University of Michigan Symphony Band's tour of China marks the 50th anniversary of a groundbreaking 1961 trip that included concerts in the Soviet Union at the height of the Cold War. That 15-week odyssey stands as the longest cultural exchange tour ever sponsored by the U.S. State Department.
Let's count off from the back. 1, 2.
50 years later, 100 people board a bus, then a plane, and after 15 hours of travel, emerge on the other side of the world. I traveled with the symphony band for the first leg of the trip. The first full day in China was time for some unscheduled exploration.
I play the oboe.
I play flute. 不会说普通话 is I don't speak Mandarin, I think. I hope, that's what I'm saying to a lot of people.
Circuits, memory, and processors have gotten both smaller and more powerful. An average laptop today is many times more powerful than early computers that took up entire buildings. MEMS are bringing a similar curve of increasing function and miniaturization to sensors that monitor things like pressure or flow, and simple machines such as pumps or electrical stimulators. Tell me about those little sensors. What's in them?
You see some of them here on the back of a penny. These combine a hermetically sealed pressure sensor with a microcomputer, a full-out microprocessor, a micro battery, and an energy scavenging system to recharge that battery, and a wireless link, all inside a little Parylene-coated glass package. These would fit in one corner of the iris in the eye and wake up every 15 minutes, take a data point, go back to sleep, and then once a day you can trigger the readout and the information would be automatically sent to the doctor's office.